Yeah, it's like almost walking into a dealership, getting your vehicle straight away, getting your chargers as soon as they can be stuck in the ground, and driving off with something that's already cheaper than diesel.
Talk to me a little bit about the truck or trucking as a service smart product that you have.
Truck as a service is really sort of linking back, Gary, to that CCA cutover issue that we were talking about before, and the high upfront cost of electric trucks. And I think it's really a case of how can we bring that TCO hump, in the costs uh, phasing down a bit. So what Truck as a Service does is it takes the cost of the truck, the cost of the electricity, and the cost of the infrastructure. It wraps it together and breaks it down into a per kilometer charge. So you literally pay per kilometer and you get trucks, chargers, and electricity.
So presumably you've done some sort of calculation which has done a similar thing for the TCO of a diesel, and you've worked out a per kilometer cost for a diesel. And how competitive is it between the diesel TCO and the truck as a service kilometer charge?
Well, over the short term, diesel always wins. But if you stretch the timeline out, so if you have a longer deal, then electric truck as a service wins. So if customers are prepared to sign up for, let's say, an 8-year deal, they can often undercut. If they are going for a lot of kilometers, then they're definitely undercutting. Yeah, because that,
Interesting.
cost of electricity and, sweating the assets really, that really comes in, and it comes way down under the diesel. And so they're able to sign up for something which is immediately cheaper than diesel. It's like almost walking into a dealership, getting your vehicle straight away, getting your chargers as soon as they can be stuck in the ground, and driving off with something that's already cheaper than diesel. You just need to sign up to the length of the deal.
So given that you're including a cost per kilowatt hour, at some point you're going to have to take a risk on what the price of electricity is. So is trucking as a service something that is added after somebody has gone for energy management and fleet vault? Because that's obviously the way that you can help to go, particularly with the energy management, how you can help to use your phrase, sweat the asset and make sure that you're getting the lowest price for electricity as possible. Otherwise, are you not at the vagaries of the national grid and, what happens when we have another Russia invading Ukraine? How have you dealt with that sort of risk aspect?
Yeah, well, the cost of the electricity piece, we need to put certain, let me say, guarantees in, and barriers, if you like, to excessive movements in the electricity price. So there are things which are, let me say, they're things I can't talk about. Those have been looked at. The only thing that is not included at the moment is insurance, but we can put that in very easily.
You mentioned 8 years potentially for I don't know whether we're talking a contract or whatever, but you mentioned 8 years. Is that the kind of lifespan of a typical truck, or would a customer expect to have a new truck sort of within 4 years, still within the truck as a service contract?
Well, it completely depends on the distance that they're covering. Yeah. So the minimum to make truck as a service really work, you need 700,000 kilometers. But if you're going to 1 million plus and you're spreading that out over 8 years, that is the sweet spot. That's where it really starts to work.